Taoiseach.
Deputy Dooley, can you restrain yourself, please? Deputy Pringle, please.
Taoiseach, I would like to read out a letter that was sent to you more than 6 months ago by a local disability activist in Donegal, Frank Larkin. In his letter, he is describing his experience as a person with disabilities travelling to Leinster House from Donegal in order to hand in a petition to your office with over 500 signatories calling on you to ratify the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, while you were forming your new government back in May. In his letter, he wrote, "Let me give you a couple of examples from personal experience whereby I have been denied my rights. Just this morning, when I left Donegal to come here, I got the bus. In order to get on that bus, I had to ask 2 people to help me onto the bus, as accessible public transport does not exist in Donegal. This always is a humiliating and embarrassing experience. In order to maintain the level of independence I currently have, I decided to apply for personal assistance some time ago. I was subsequently offered 2 hours a week. This equates to around 17.5 minutes a day. How am I supposed to use this time in order to maintain my current level of independence? I would be interested to hear your thoughts on this. Despite having a number of excellent qualifications, I am still no further forward in being able to find meaningful employment." Taoiseach, to date, Frank has not received a reply from your office or from the Minister of State. Frank's honest account of his life as a person with disability living in Ireland should be a reminder to us all that for far too long people with disabilities have been left behind in this country. Taoiseach, Frank should not have to feel embarrassed. You should feel embarrassed, and that your own government has failed once again to meet the target for ratification by the end of this year. It has been 10 years since Ireland signed the treaty, yet we remain the only EU country that has yet to ratify the UN Convention. This is completely unacceptable. So my question to you, Taoiseach, is will you commit to a specific date by which time Ireland will ratify the UN Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities and progress the ratification process without delay so that people like Frank and many others in this country living with a disability can live on in dignity and on an equal footing as everybody else? We hear that the Department of Justice and Health are blaming each other as to who is responsible for the failure to ratify by the end of this year. This is a disgraceful carry-on, and considering that every department in this government is responsible for seeing this through, it's a real indication that to date no real progress has been made despite the establishment of the Interdepartmental Committee on the UN CRPD and the drafting of a roadmap to ratification by the Minister for Justice. Taoiseach, what are the barriers that each department claims are stalling efforts to ratify to date? I think these are mystery barriers because nobody can figure out why it has taken 10 years to achieve something that shouldn't be so difficult to achieve if there was political will to do so in the first place. And clearly there was not that political will, and we doubt if it's even there today.
Thank you, Deputy Taoiseach.